Well, howdy, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Gonna get some music on here. And yeah, I think
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
uh-oh.
Roger, General. We're entering Corneria City now.
Got to plug in my headphones. Wonder why I couldn't hear anything. All right.
Flippy here. I'm okay.
Check your G-diffuser system.
So we are trying to get the batch processing further improved. Let me find the right window here. Got so many open. All right, so I was working on this issue.
Everybody stay alert.
So I wrote this up in the last stream.
It's quiet. Too quiet. I'll check it out.
And we need to pick up and finish off these last couple tasks. So this is working now on initial wallet load. It generates receive and change addresses.
Let's rock and roll.
This is the way it's doing it is a breaking change now. So it would probably be good to get it into master sooner rather than later, so that our official MVP also includes this. Feel like all stuffed up today. My ears feel clogged, my nose feels clogged. This is irritating me.
Fuck! Get this guy off me!
I'm on it. Let's back up the squadron.
All right, I blew my nose a bit. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Still feel kind of clogged up though.
There's one more to go.
All right, so we need to get the,
Never give up.
should also select next address for main account for the account index 0 change. Add it into the send dialog. In addition, we need to get this working. So on receive, so when the WebSocket detects one of our addresses were used, or when we manually run update all balances, or when opening the receive dialog with a new address index, we need to do all of this stuff, or this. So we need to check the number of stored addresses after current address index at the account index. If it's less than or equal to half of the normal batch size, we should generate a new batch. We should also detect if the received amount is for a change address and generate based on the use. So we should detect if it's either of those and generate only for that use. Oh, okay, so feel so creaky today. This is what we were working on yesterday, or last stream, whenever that was. So all these batch generate functions, and they depend on each other. Let's see. All right, we're going to import two of our wallets here. So paste that in there. This one's called JoJo. And we encrypt it. Paste there. This one's called Byte. And we encrypt it. Alrighty. We need to pull up the dev tools for that one. And we've got 40 addresses, so that's 20. 20 main, 20, 20 received, 20 change. And that wallet says it's empty. This one should also have 40. And I'm actually surprised. I thought one of these had a balance, but it's acting like neither of them do. So the balance might actually be in the contact account. So let's go ahead and pair these. We'll go ahead and copy that here and enter the name JoJo. Add contact, paste that there. Hey, look, a balance. And say byte, add contact. All right. Now we should have 80. Yep, 80 entries there. And 80 entries in the other wallet. Okay. So there's our balance. That's apparently where we left it in the last stream. All right, before I'm gonna actually drag this one off screen, and I'm gonna drag this off screen for now. Get my windows situated here. Okay. Too many windows. All right. So before I send funds this time, I actually want to try to implement some of the stuff that I need to. So we've got it's probably not going to be this one. Maybe it would be. Okay, yeah. So if I specify the usage index, so I need to implement this. We do have it being pulled in already. We need something like that. Maybe I'll copy all of that. And we pass it along into the send or receive function. But I think this one is happening in the submit for send or receive. So this send or receive is these buttons right here. The send or receive. So I think as soon as it opens, it is triggering that. That's good. Where we also need to implement this is in the socket. So let's check that. That's down here. So init dash socket on message. So what we will likely need to do, I don't know if that's the right location actually. so we modify the balance here. At the very least, we'd probably need this because we need to get the address, and then in this adder, so the stored adder result, we would have the count index we need. Okay, and then down here, it also does one. Why is it doing it twice, though? Oh, I guess this one returns. So if we find the address and the transaction ID is in our sent, this seems wrong. And yet it works pretty closely, so I don't want to modify it right now. Let's see. So we do the get item there, but because of the return false, it wouldn't actually get to this stuff if it did that one. That's why it's there. Otherwise, we treat it as a new transaction. Check address. No check address. Okay, so with this one, if the address is not in our store, it would end here and never get to this other stuff. This one does, if it is in the store and it's in the sent transactions, it's something we sent. And it should be subtracting or resetting the balance. So that's why this is confusing me. I don't think that's right. But part of this updated at 0 actually tells updated balance that it should update it. Okay, so in any case, at this, I guess we don't even need to do the check address right there. It does make that more clear, but check adder would already be true because if it was false, this would already be returned false. Okay, so otherwise we return the new transaction and we update it. Okay, so that one does add. So it does this add. I think it would be somewhere around here. So we get the address if store address insight updated at I'm gonna copy all of that for now. But we want to go back down here. that's still not going to work. So receive wallet. Oh, we need that as well. Something like that. Whoops. Missed a little bit of that copy. All right, so let's see. So account index and usage. So this should have comment that out for a moment. I think we want to use stored adder like that, and probably usage index as well. The derive X key account address usage. Okay, good. Nope. I do that just so it doesn't highlight, so that I can keep track of it. So let's see here. I think I may have foobarred part of that, so I'm going to back that off just so I can keep track of things better. Okay, so receive wallet is going to turn into wallet temp. Okay, and then wallet, I'm going to turn into temp wallet account. Okay, I'll need to clean this up more, but I think this is the gist of what needs to be implemented. And I'm probably just going to wrap this in a function. Since we will likely need to call it in multiple places. So what we do is we generate, or we derive the wallet data. So we derive the data for the phrase. The data is grabbed from this data right here. So we get account, address, and usage. So account, address, and usage. We grab those. Essentially, if the address here is in this list, so let's say the address happens to be this one, we would grab account index 0, address index 12, usage index 0. We get the essentially X key and stuff for that one. What temp? And the reason we're even doing this is because we need to get this X key ID. So we get the X key ID so that we can query this one here for that key, and then we know which account we're in. We grab the current usage, or we set it to an array. This might be something, I don't know if we should worry about setting that right now. All right, so temp wallet account. Then we go ahead and update this one. So we would take the value that we get from it. We change the updated at. We change the address there. So we might not need to do that. We could potentially just use that one. So instead of doing that, if we do this, that eliminates a bit more code. Not deleting it yet until I'm positive we're not going to need it. But I'm going to come in here. I'm going to log these by name, like so. Wallet temp, and we want temp wallet. Does that return anything else? Promise addresses. No, that should capture all of it. Okay. usage index, batch size. I think we would want temp wallet dot usage index. Is that right? No, temp wallet account would not have usage index. Temp wallet account would have usage. So we want temp wallet account usage of this. Okay. So that would give us either 0 or 1. So that should increment it. Feel like they're we've got the wallet ID in here, but not the account ID. We know what wallet it is for, but not what account it's for. And it's been long enough since I've written that code that I'm not positive if that was an intentional choice to preserve privacy or not. Because there were some of those choices, like, I mean, we encrypt the contacts now, we encrypt alias information as well. Other than the actual name of the alias, all the other data in there is encrypted. So those two are encrypted. And then I was trying to determine what are things that make sense not to encrypt. So the wallet ID is something we end up having to interact with, and we use it right here. So I think I determined you need that bare minimum not encrypted once you've imported to kind of have this function. All right, so I'm wondering if it makes sense for the addresses to include the X key ID, because if we included the X key ID, we could actually grab this and we wouldn't need to derive the wallet data. That's just extra processing that has to happen. And if we could eliminate that and just have X key ID on the stored address, I think we'd still need to make this request, but we could use stored address X key ID, and we could eliminate an additional derivation. Is that the right word? I don't know. That sounds weird. I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole on this. That's my probably primary concern here is we had just updated all of these for the usage index stuff. So at least it might be easier to find that now. The usage index. So we set that on the account. So it might actually be in batch generate. Essentially the functions we're trying to implement here that we would modify. It's probably this iterator one. Let's see. So at this point, do we have the X key? So if we have the X key, let's look. X key. Key. Index. How do we get the X key ID? Not the index. Probably in this one. UID X key. Okay, so if we copy that from back here, might be as simple as that. If it is, that would be amazing. So set, we're updating inside. That's where we're setting the X key. This one, let's see. Let's see if we're returning it. So address. Address index. So if we did that, okay, that now would have the X key. Okay. There's adder. All right, so check wallet funds. or address. Where is check wallet funds being used? Not in that file. It's not being used. At least right now it's not being used. I might comment that out for now, especially if it's literally... Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to leave that commented out so I don't waste time on it. We do have update address funds. This might also not be used. Okay, it is used in update all funds. So I had switched things around at one point of how they were being utilized. Okay, so this, we should have the X key ID here. Let's grab this. Wallet ID is equal to wallet.id. So that ID inside res. I mean, it kind of seems like that overrides it anyways. I don't think we need any of that. Which means we don't need any of this. So other than to check the wallet ID, we add the res to the inside and we update. So where... No, even that doesn't make sense. This function needs to be refactored a bit. Which I suppose I am refactoring it a bit. So funds is equal to that balance or 0. Or maybe I should just do... So I could do that, at least for the one place that's being used. It's already with that question mark. But if we actually define that, it would probably make it a little more stable. So that either way, it should return the res if the res is there. Or if those don't match, it just returns balance 0. But it always returns something, which I think is better than what it was doing right there. I don't think we had a scenario where it was getting nothing. But, I think that will be better going forward. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'll leave that for now. Delete that one. Might also be worthwhile to check this. So, well, I suppose if wallet ID, it's grabbing that. So, those are equal. We could also do wallet ID, and wallet ID is equal to ID. So this would take care of if this was undefined, but wallet ID here was undefined somehow. That might still get through, but now it should go, well, undefined is falsy, so it would break right there and not do that. Okay, so back down here. Okay, got a little derailed there, but it was for reasons. Don't like that. Now that I just realized it's happening. So we've got update adder funds in a loop. Update adder funds calls store addresses set item and get item. But then down here, we also have this. Oh, okay. I forgot what that was doing. So good thing I added these comments, and I just did this in like the last stream or stream before that. So this one adds insight balances to the address. This one removes insight balances if essentially the address keys list gets each index removed if it has a new balance. But if there's no balance for it and it was requested, it means it's no longer reporting a balance. So we update it and we take insight, and that's basically thrown away. We could also call this insight to indicate that it's not used. We could also potentially shift this calculation into this one, maybe. I don't want to do that right now. What I mainly wanted to do was make sure that X key ID was not being dropped and was being included. So it should. I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's refresh and see what happens if we've already got a wallet. I don't think it should break anything, but why we check these things. All right, so that shouldn't have broken. But we actually want to wipe out this data and for both of these wallets real quick and repair them. So I'm going to come into this one here first. We're going to wipe that. And I'm going to come into this one. The DevTools is off screen, but my screen's a little full right now. So you'll have to bear with me. Okay, so now we don't have addresses yet. We haven't added a wallet yet. So if we go back in here, we add our phrases. So we add that one. Say Jojo for our password. And we do this one and we say byte and enter a password. Okay, so we've got those regenerated. They should have some addresses. So if we come in here and we look at these, we should have an X key this time. I got it right. Okay, so now we know the X key ID for each of these. That might not be right. All right, something's haywire. So, and accounts. Okay, something's off, and I think I know what it is. So we're getting the X key ID here in the address generate. But these accounts, the X key that we get here is specific to the change address, not generic to the wallet. And if that's the case, and we end up needing to add an account for the change as well as the sorry, just trying to think through this. So our wallet has its ID. It doesn't really know, other than those indexes, it doesn't know anything about the accounts. You have to figure out the account stuff based on its information. We're just not storing it. If I want to see if I'm logging. I'm sure I have a log for some of this, but I want to see the decrypted aliases. User info might be it. Now I've logged user info before, so I might have it commented out. Log somewhere. Okay. Not seeing it where I was expecting. Let's log that. Get user info alias. So the alias up here is what's actually stored inside of that string. Okay, so the reason I was trying to look at this was to see if the alias references the X key ID at all. It only references the wallet. And then the wallet down here does not reference the X key ID either. Okay, so if that's the case, I get why these are different. So, let's get back to what we're trying to focus on here. So we're trying to grab the X key ID. And we do, but generate is used right here. And the X key is set right there. So we could override this if we wanted to, so that we only use the receive X key, and then it would keep most of our stuff working. Or we could generate accounts for each of them, but then this usage stuff is not as relevant. Because then we would just switch back to address index, account index, usage index. And each of them would have their own tracking. All right. I think what I need to look at is store accounts dot. Let's do set right now. So right now, when you create a contact, maybe let me look at this first before I go much further. I think I did reset that one already. Let me look at the addresses to make sure. Addresses. Yeah, they have the X key ID. And it changes. Okay. Okay. Bouncing thoughts around my head. I want to pair these contacts because I want to see what the contact info is, or the data structure. So we should now have contact. It is obviously encrypted. We have 80 now. Yep. Do these ones have X keys? So we want account index 1. Account index 1 does have an X key. Good. That's interesting. Oh, the X key isn't showing there for some reason. Okay, so the addresses for the contacts do have the X key, but they would also have the same problem. That's what I'm trying to think through right now is, let me see if I log the contact information. New contact. That is similar to what I was wanting. Add contact. That's actually funny and not super helpful. Maybe it was helpful at one point. But right now, what? Not finding it. Oh, there we go. I had a space after it. Yeah, so not helpful. And likely not helpful. Okay. So scan contact also seems like it's not helpful. Anymore, at least. All right, but that's what I wanted right here, is this information, the paired. Okay, so we look at accounts here, refresh. So this is our X key ID. Inside of the contact, we store that wallet information, but this is where I think we'd need to modify it. Oh, this is becoming a bigger pain than I wanted to deal with. But it needs to be dealt with. We need this working smoothly. So we would need to add the change one in here. So incoming would be the wallet ID slash X key ID of the receive and the change. So we would need to add that in there. Outgoing, I think outgoing would still be fine. So let's search for incoming. That's a shorter list to go through. If no wallet incoming, let's see. So no contact data incoming, return. So that would be set there. Contact, click data. Contact account ID. So derive wallet with the contact account ID. No outgoing. We show add contact. Otherwise, we edit contact. All right. I don't think that is where that would be fixed. In ID, see incoming. That is not pretty to look at, but that is how we're parsing the wallet. So this is, let's see, if keys incoming. If keys incoming exists, we grab 0. If that exists, we split it by slash. So we split this by slash and grab the second option. So the X key ID. So in ID is the X key ID. That's how we figure out which account we're using. This one is send and confirm, incoming, and send or request. This is actually way less than I was expecting. So send or request, incoming, we bump the address index. Send confirm. I don't think we bump anything. Maybe we do. That's for the contact. All right, so what I'm thinking here is contacts and the incoming shouldn't need to know about the change address. Well, I mean, I guess they don't know about it. This is all just in our own storage, so it's us that know about it. So, I'm trying to think of a way that we can implement this where it's not hacky, but also doesn't mean I'm refactoring all of this. I want to be done with the batch stuff today, but I didn't realize it was going to get into this stuff. So if we go back to batch, the batch address generate, our issue right now is inside of generate address iterator. We grab the X key there. If instead we say did this, so X key ID, so it would be provided to the address generator rather than figured out. So then we would take this. All right, so we do that, and maybe we just do that one, since in this scenario we're doing both. I think that's all everywhere it's used. Okay, so we do it like this. Let's go back into here. Well, actually into here. That's what I wanted to look at. I think these should still be messed up. Usage, all of those are usage index 1. Usage index 0. Yeah, so let's wipe these wallets out and repair them. Or pair them again. Maybe it's repairing them, I don't know. But we're going to pair them again. All right, so we're going to refresh there, refresh here. I'm going to clear that. I'm going to clear this. All right, we're going to add and we're going to add. So we want to paste there. This one is byte. We're going to add. We're going to enter a password and encrypt. Now, this one is that, and it's JoJo. And we're going to enter a password and encrypt. All right. Now, if we look here and go into addresses, we've got usage index 0 and 1, but both of these should have the same X key. Good. All right, let's also test pairing it to make sure that's right. So we're gonna, I'll set the name first here. So JoJo. Can't just click enter for some reason there, but not a super big deal, but kind of annoying. Should work like that. All right, so we should have. Oh, wait. We didn't pair yet. We were just adding the names. All right, so copy, paste that there, copy this, paste it here, add, and add. All right, so we've got our new paired contact. We have more address entries, so let's find an account index 1. And the key is that. Usage index 1. Do we have... I was hoping that would go a little bit bigger. Want account index 1, usage index 0. Account index. There we go. All right, so its X key is also correct. That's good. What I wanted to verify. And if we look at accounts, sure enough, those are attached now to that account. Got what's with the warnings? Oh, that's right. I'm gonna come in here and Disable that. And this one for now. I think. Yeah, I'll disable those for now. Gonna drag this off screen for a moment. Mm. All right, that was a huge sidetrack. I mean, it was relevant. It wasn't a sidetrack. It wasn't what I was intending to focus on, but back here. Okay, and I believe that was related to the update all funds stuff. Maybe. Down here. Okay. So that was actually related to this, so that we could do stored address X key ID, I believe. X key ID. And eliminate that. We get the account here. Nope, not that one. We get the account here. One of these, for example. By the X key ID, which is that. We run the batch generate on the ID. And then we log the results here. So do we have any socket batch stuff? Not yet, because we haven't sent. But I don't think we're actually ready to test this. Part of what we want to look at here is batch gen addresses, usage index. So if usage index is defined, all right, usage index is greater than or equal to 0. We use this one. I did want to make sure some sort of that is what's happening. So if account adders length, we get the filtered store for the account index. So we loop over all of these only for the specific account index. We might also be able to do usage index. Let filter query equal that. All right, and then we actually want to take this and go inside here. We're going to delete that, and then we want filter query usage index is equal to this. And this becomes filter query. Address, usage index, address index. All right. So if we've got a usage index, we use it to filter down further, so we loop over even less, which in general is good. Assuming this works. I'm actually not positive that will work. Let me go into this function real quick. So query. Entries from query, QS. Store length is equal to 0, return 0. Otherwise, we take the target store, we iterate over it. Result is equal to true. US for each. If key, if K is equal to key or key does not equal to V, or K is equal to res is undefined. Oh, that's my bad. I was thinking it returned the filtered store, not the length of the filtered store. Okay, that... All right. So we're literally getting the length here. We're not even returning the items, which is okay, I think. I just thought we were getting the whole list actually right now, and we're just getting the length. Okay, so looking over that again then, res is equal to true. Key is not in there, res is undefined, otherwise res length. And if the iteration number is equal to the store length, we finally return res length. Okay, so that might work, like I'm expecting. I just hadn't used that function in a while, so I wasn't positive. I knew it would work with one single query. I'm not positive about that, but it does look like this should work. So having both of them, it should check both and go, you know, if account index is there, and then it should get to usage index and go, if usage index is there, and it matches, it won't return undefined. Okay, so it is actually good we added that in. I think it will be necessary because otherwise we'd be getting all of the account indexes not based on the usage. All right, so something to test to verify this is still working correctly is if we go into receive and do that, we should be updating. Good. Okay, so we are now updating. That represents the receive index. And if we select the contact byte receive, this 0 should change to a 1. Oh, wait, nope. Okay, glad I tested that. Nan is not valid. So we get an error of some sort. Let's do this again now that I'm watching for it. Still nan, but what got logged? So batch gen accounts nan. We do see the query string thing there. And the store length it says is 80. That doesn't quite seem right. R filtered. I don't think that worked. Or wait. Maybe it worked. We're not logging it here. I think we need to add a console.log. It filtered store length res. Okay, so this is reporting the total store length, probably not the filtered one. Let me refresh that real quick. Do that. And see, now it says 40 versus 80. And if I do the contact and receive, 40. Good. All right, so it is filtering it. We apparently aren't defining the usage index, so that's not running. That time it incremented it. Let's do that again then. It's incrementing it now. I'm concerned by that nan, and I'm more concerned that it happens right after adding a contact without a refresh, because it seems to be working once you've refreshed. I can do that again, and it should be 3 now. Okay, and if I instead go back to my main wallet, this one should be 1, that should go to 2. It didn't. Okay, it's not properly clearing. Let's see. I know we are setting it in one of these. So 2 is null contacts. 2 null contacts. So we set 2 right there. And stored contact is share account. State share account. So that does already have the contact in 2. And I didn't just add it. A2 contact. First contact comes from All right, let's do that for now. That might help me track it. So it would be this data here. Okay, let's refresh. And I'm going to filter by contact for now. Okay, so if I do an empty one now, should increment this one this time. Okay, it did. If I do it again, should increment it again. Did. And if I switch now, before I click that, let's look at this. So receive from contact. So it's certainly loaded that several times. So receive from contact. That's not the one. We want the one with the value. Okay, so when contact is undefined and 2 is an empty string. But now if we select that, 2 is set to byte, contact is now defined. And if we look at the addresses, that's interesting. That just jumped back down. It was 5. Now it says it's 4. So now it's back to 5. Let's get it to 6. All right. And so here we see 2 is set, contact is set. But if we do it again and we don't set those and we click receive, contact is undefined, 2 is undefined. Oh, but receive and state wallet are both account index 1. Whereas originally they were account index 0. So I think it's the receive wallet we want to make sure is set correctly. Let's find out. Receive wallet is an empty object there. If amount is greater than 0 and wallet funds balance is less than amount insufficient funds. And we set receive wallet. Okay, otherwise we get down here if no in wallet, and in wallet is set up here, so there is a 2 and it starts with an ampersand, we set in wallet, otherwise it's undefined. So if we have no in wallet, no wallet xpub return, otherwise no in wallet, we use the state wallet account index and address index. and increase it by 1. Otherwise, if in-wallet is set, which means there's a contact set, we use the in-wallet account index in that. So I think what may be happening is when we pass things off. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So receive X key ID. So I don't think we need to set this to receive wallet. I'm going to try to do state.wallet. Actually, I'll move that there. I think that might solve the issue. But let's give it a shot and see. So I'm refreshing here. Clear that. Let's check these out. So we've got 3 and 7 now. Okay. So receive. Reset that. Interesting. So something's haywire there. We reset the usage to 1 rather than incremented it. Part of that is we're grabbing index 0, and I think we automatically in here go, once you've shown this QR code, generate the next one. So if I close that and I do it again, it should still be 1. Yeah. So we're automatically incrementing it, but because on the initial load we're defaulting to 0 for no contact selected, it resets it. That was something Ryan had requested. I don't know if I love how that's working. I personally prefer generating a new address. Like if we had a button to, like, I don't know, somewhere. Like centralized exchanges, at least some of them support multiple addresses and you can generate a new address to use. And, you know, other wallets I'm sure have that too, where instead of automatically, or maybe this is a setting like we defined in the roadmap the other day. Let me pull this up. So I had defined this. It's possible that we could just add a setting. So default to not incrementing it, but have a setting once we get the settings page made that, you know, lets you toggle like auto increment every time I open a receive dialog. And if that's toggled on, then it will do what I was expecting, where it will trigger this every time. If not, it would just show whatever the last index is set to. I think that might be better than what we currently have. Because right now we have a weird mashup of this doesn't increment unless you select a contact, or unless you select a contact and then don't enter one. That will generate a new one. Or it should have. That's interesting. That didn't work. Should have changed. Okay. That's also interesting. I didn't select bite, but it says to bite. Odd. Did I select bite and not realize it? I don't think I did. Oh, maybe I did. I just looked at my stream and I did just select bite, so maybe I did that on automatic. Okay, either way, let's see. So it should be incrementing, but that's not changing. And I think it's because of that change we just made. I'm getting freaking off on a tangent. This is related to the batch stuff. We need it working, but it, man, this is irritating me right now. I just want batch to work as expected. Also, I think I saw some bug reports from Ryan. Okay, so that. Only one get item. Interesting. Would have expected more. So if receive, wallet, key, ID. All right, let's see if that fixes what I'm seeing here. So receive. All right, refresh that. The one. Receive. It changed that time. And it's now 2. And the state is the correct account. All right, let's select the contact this time, receive. And it did the contact, and this one should still be 2. The contact should update to 8. All right, 8 and 2. All right, and then if we select and go back to no contact, state is back to account index, usage index. Ah, but look, it's back to address index 0. So if I look at this, back to 1. Um, all right, I've got some stuff that is wonky because of fixing other things, so I might need to refactor this more than I had planned. Ugh. And a lot of this is stemming from reversing how these dialogues worked, just so the initial just so this initial one always shows the 0 index. There's things backwards and it's kind of tangled up now. So I've got to either undo or redo some stuff to untangle it so that it actually generates correctly. I knew there was going to be some issues here with fixing batch generate. It's why I hadn't touched it yet. But oh my gosh, this is more than I had planned or anticipated. Not planned. It's more than I was anticipating. Is it, you know, it's working-ish. Like, I thought it was close enough, but there's enough issues here that, like, to batch generate the correct thing, you need this receive thing, like the whole. Let me pull this over real quick. Where's our windows? Okay, so this one right here. So to do this, we're trying to do on receive in WebSocket, or when update all balances, or when opening the receive dialog with a new address index. So anytime that happens, that's what I would out is need to it address. Here or had like a give me a new address button or something like that, or similar to how it looks here, we could adjust the field and have a generate address, I don't know, something like that, so that when we're looking at it here, instead of the kind of tangled mess we have right now where it's showing this, if you're trying to find your wallet, it's showing what we were showing here, which this always stayed that same address. So it was always the zero account zero. What? Hang on. That's not right. Those were showing two different ones. They should have been showing the same one. So either this is account or address index 1, or the other one is. I'm guessing this one actually is because of some of the stuff we were doing with incrementing. So my guess is if I searched for this address here, paste that in there, do that. See if we surrounded by quotes. I really hate when it doesn't find the exact thing I'm searching for. I guess it at least put it at the very top. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. So that is address index 1. And then when you request, it does this one, and that's actually address index 0. Oh my gosh. I'm assuming that's 0. Yep, okay. So we had a bug in there without me realizing it. Not really. This is where I hesitate to call it a bug. I guess maybe it's a bug. It's not a broken error. It still technically works. There's like no harm in using that one. It's just not the 0 account 0 address. And it's probably because of some of this stuff that we were doing inside of here with what, find +1. No. +1. So we're getting the address index like that. and this happens in several places where state wallet address index, we start at 0. So we could do, if there is an address index, we use it, or we maybe could shift that to 1. So then when it does +1, it will actually be 0. I suspect that's actually where it was going haywire. So +1, again, -1. That's probably what was doing it. So if we refresh, I'm going to move this off screen. We refresh again. That will at least, or should, make it so it's getting the 0, 0. So if we do receive, nope. Send or request. Send or request. So we want the, I think, request QR. It's got to be with something that's launching this. So request QR render. Receive wallet. And this is happening on submit. Receive if. Oh, right there. Let's see if that fixes it. So receive, that's the address. And if we close, it stays that. If we select a different, no, not that. We just select again. That's where it's not incrementing anymore, which I was hoping we had fixed that. Yeah, so originally it was in here where you would open this and it would just bump it every time. So receive wallet there was actually incrementing. Even though that seems like it should be app state selected wallet address index or -1. Usage is equal to receive wallet address index. And then this actually looks like it's why it's getting reset. So we've got the X key ID. As soon as you click it, We're grabbing the information. We're setting the usage address index to the receive wallet address index. And then we update it so it saves like that. So app state selected wallet. Right here, selected wallet would not have address index. So that would always be wrong, which is why it's failing. That's what we need. Let's see if that works. Wallet. Wallet's up wallet. All right, let's see if that fixes at least something. All right, so refresh 0 and 8, receive. Now it's actually added to it, so refresh 21. That's not good. But we had 80. So technically that should have generated more addresses. Or that's what would happen. So we just got out of the range of our addresses. I think. Right? 20 for the main account. Receive 24. The change. And then same for the contact. So that's 80. So yeah, it should have generated more addresses. That's all this batch stuff that we were trying to get to, is we want it to generate more addresses if it gets out of there. But we also have have a slight problem. So instead of selected wallet, address index, we need the selected account usage. Selected account usage. We do usage there. Set it. I guess we get usage possibly from temp wallet. That would get us the usage. Okay. Whoa, that was weird. That's not what I copied. That's bizarre. I should have copied all of that, not just that one line. Let's try that again. So we end up doing that right here with the temp wallet. Receive wallet X key ID. I don't think we can use that. So this. We can't use that address index and account index. We need to rely on the account itself. So when you click receive, All right, so wallet should have the X key ID as xpub X key ID. All right, so we can get the X key ID from the wallet right there, which means we can request this without doing that, since we're not, at least for this send or receive. Yeah, I think that would work. So we request the wallet ID. We get the usage details. Okay, so in this instance, I don't know if we want to set that. Okay, on new accounts, we now default to the usage. So that's already there. Usage, share account, usage index. All right, what I was trying to determine there is if we need that usage stuff I was doing. I'm thinking no. Now that I've looked over it some more, I don't think we need at least that there. Do we need it in any other spots? Are we using this here? Selected wallet. Now we're just logging it, but we're not using that. Share account address index. So if this is add contact, I don't think we need to set that. In a brand new contact scenario, you won't have anything higher than that index. Wallet usage index. Usage index. This is phrase generate. That also should be 0. I think that would also be 0. Wallet is derived. Yeah. You don't need to set that. And this one is decrypt. Decrypt. That one, so if this is the decryption one, depending on where this is being done, like if it's decrypting the pass, try decrypt key store. If wallet import data await from JSON, if store accounts length is equal to 0. All right, so in this scenario, we don't need that because it would essentially be a key store. There's no accounts, so we generate some stuff, so it can be 0 right there. Okay. Okay. So now we still need to find usage. That's, I think, the main area. This might be improved. I don't remember the last time I refreshed, but let's go ahead and clear that, refresh that. So that's right. So it bumped us up to 21. I'm going to go ahead and wipe out the data here and pair again, I should say. Pair again the addresses. Where is it? Come on. No, you're there somewhere, window. There you are. Okay. Need to wipe your data out. Clear that, refresh. All right. So add existing. Paste that. Paste that. This one is JoJo. This one is Byte. Add wallet, add wallet. Enter a password. Okay. So those are created. We should have addresses with X keys. We should have one account. That is 00. That's right. Okay. And we do new contact and copy and new contact. Paste that one, copy this one, paste that, add and add. Right, and if we refresh here, both are still 00. Now, if I do receive, that's not good. Clearly something went haywire. So that is send or receive. It is this one. It's on receive. Selected wallet is set. If wallet X key ID, and I believe the first one is wallet X key ID. So it is there. We try to get it from there. We then take temp wallet. I guess there's not even a reason to update that there. Okay, so temp account should have data. We certainly generated data off of it. Clear that. Batch generate address accounts. Receive from contact. So we did that. We passed it in the state wallet. It does not have a receive wallet though. So that goes. Where's the QR one? That's the one. Move this. Come on. This is one of my pet peeves about VS Code. All right, so send request, wallet decrypt. I'm gonna close that for now. All right, those are similar. So, receive from contact, state, receive wallet. So receive wallet. Okay, so in the request QR, receive wallet is not even done. So where did that come from? From contact. Okay, so to main wallet. Selected wallet. Oh, and receive is empty. That's why it's empty right there. The receive wallet would be empty right there because we're not setting it anymore. Okay. And then temp account. Ah, okay. That makes more sense. So the reason that didn't work is we don't have a receive wallet anymore. Instead, we just have wallet. All right. Let's see. Or would it be temp account? Let's find this. And wallet. Find that. So wallet is receive wallet, not account. As far as I can tell, state wallet. All right. So I think that might fix it. Let's give that a shot. But also, did this update? Did not increment. That's good. All right. So receive. Now it's showing that is our 0 index wallet. So that's right. If I close, it's still the same one. So it's not incrementing yet. If I select a contact, I'm not going to select. I'm just going to click receive. That should have incremented. It did not. Yeah, that did not increment like we want it to. I just had a thought. Was it +1? Not in there. I don't want that open. Where'd that go? Close that. Okay, so this. So these +1s. Oh, I've got so many things now. Let's clear that. And I'm going to clear that. I just want to look at these right now. Okay, so what I'm thinking here, maybe, let adder IDX equal 0. Let adder next equal adder index or -1. +1. Oh, and then now those are set. So, oh well. But that's fine. So that, and then console.log adder next. So adder next is 0 in that scenario. But what I'm wondering is if this was that instead, it's 1. What if this was false? 1, null, 0. So I believe this is called the null coalescer or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. But if so what I wanted to verify is that what I have currently is not working. So if I set that to 0, it should go to the next index, but I think what's been happening is it's just been going to -1. So if I actually replace these with that, so in this instance, if for some reason address index doesn't exist, it does default to -1. Otherwise, if it's 0, it doesn't also default to -1, it will use the index. So it was starting at the wrong index as far as I could tell. So now if we fix that and go down there and fix that, and any others, +1, those aren't important. I might actually do a type -1. Any other instances? Okay, so that also, but if we switch that out too. All right, that's all of the times we're doing that pipe thing. So I think that might solve at least part of this. All right, so let's refresh. Receive. There. Don't select. All right, that didn't change anything though, but this one would actually be inside of send or request. And it would be state address index. We do +1. And then the receive wallet is set to that. So it should have been address index 1. That's not what we saw. Otherwise, we do this. I'm probably going to need to wrap up soon. Okay, so now we want to find the request QR. So this one is for the insufficient funds. Let's not focus on that right this second. I want to focus on this one that we're seeing. So in here, we get the wallet and we're using the state wallet. The reason I was thinking that would work with this stuff is Hmm. Let's see. Maybe I will do this. Receive wallet. So if we do it like that, we actually pass in the receive wallet. Then inside of request QR, okay. Maybe I should rethink this a little bit more. Um, a sender request back to request QR. So now in here, wallet is the right one. I think we would actually want to reverse it so that wallet here is state dot selected wallet. Okay, so state 2. All right, let's see if that does what I'm thinking it will. Maybe. Refresh here. So we got 1 and 0, 0, 1 and 0 for the usage. We click receive, that pops open, it does our default address. Click, uh-oh. Something's haywire. Not letting us submit. Also not giving an error. The form field element should have an ID or an attribute name. You don't say. I'm surprised it's not doing anything whatsoever, like no console logs. Oh, I guess I could do that. Let's do that one. All right, so it is clicking, even though it's not going through. So form intent. It should be getting down to receive. That explains a little. No in wallet, no state wallet. So it must be something to do with this. So state selected wallet. All right, let's try that out. So on initial one, selected wallet wouldn't be set. But if you select and you click receive, now it's set. So if we look, let's go back to this one. I want to do that. I care less about in wallet right now. So I'm going to delete it altogether. I want to see wallet and selected wallet. All right, let's refresh again. Receive. And receive. It didn't change the address, but what do we got? So this time receive and undefined. We do it again. It's still undefined. Oh, but that's right, because in here, we do the state selected wallet or the wallet. Okay. Let me clear this again. So we select a contact. We don't actually set one. We just click select, which should have incremented things, but it incremented nothing. So we get here, request QR, receive wallet, and selected wallet is state. And the other thing about this is, we get in here, check the receive wallet, should have incremented. We need this here. Receive wallet. That's where it should increment right there. So receive should be at least a +1. I think I need a break. I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. I was hoping to be more productive, but I feel like all I did was find problems, which they needed to be found. But I'm gonna wrap up here. So thanks for, anyone who watches, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, following, commenting, all of that stuff. It helps me out. I appreciate it. And I will probably do another stream in a few hours. But yeah, I just not making the progress I need to. I think I need to think about this off stream. So I will catch y'all